That Sober Guy podcast contains adult content, merciless truth, and emotional nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
I'm Shane Ramer. You're listening to That Sober Guy podcast, and we help people stay sober. If it's your first time listening, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today. Shout out to Humans Music for bringing us in. Always appreciate those guys. You can check out their music, humansmusic.com, I believe. If you're looking for ways to quit drinking, you can go to thatsoberguy.com. Got plenty of resources there. You can book a 30-minute strategy session. Hear about your goals and what you're looking to do. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at That Sober Guy Podcast. All the links from today's show will be in the show notes. So pumped for our guest today. His name is Jeff Wise. And Jeff is an artist from St. Louis, Missouri. He's also the author of Tattoo Flash, Drawings and Paintings by Jeff Wise. That's available on Amazon. We'll put the link for that in the show notes. And Jeff has been sober since August 8th, 2019. He's got a great story, and I'm excited to share it with you today. So, Jeff, it's great to have you on the podcast today, my friend. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Are you drawing right now or what? You look like you're drawing right now.
I am just scribbling and writing down thoughts.
I love it. Yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. So good to have you on the show. So you and I kind of chatted back and forth over the last couple of years, just here and there. I remember you'd reached out a couple of times, and then recently you hit me up and you're like, Shane, I finally finished this book, and you sent me the link to the book, Tattoo Flash, with all of your awesome artwork and just this really cool kind of traditional style of tattoo artwork with your own kind of flair on it and your own designs and your own creations. And so that was so awesome. And then, there was that. And then there was also the fact that you had mentioned, hey, I've been listening to the podcast, for like 5 years, and I got sober about 5 years ago. And so the podcast has been helpful. And so, man, I greatly appreciate you reaching out. And I'm so excited to hear some of your share today and kind of what this journey's been like for you. And man, you found something that you love to do again, which is artwork, and you dove into it. So just give us a little background about yourself first, man.
Well, I grew up in the suburbs of St. Louis, and I went to school out there and moved away a couple times. Kind of did the geographic thing,
Yeah.
Try
to get away.
Talking about
the geographic. Yeah. What do they call that? A geographic relocation. And it doesn't really work all the time, from what I've heard. Sometimes maybe, but where'd you go to? Just out of state, out of city? You just like take off?
Yeah, I moved to Memphis for a little while.
Oh, got it.
I went to art school down there and pretty much partied myself right out, in and out.
Yeah.
But then I came back up here, was going to college, was taking off semesters, coming back, partying. And basically, when I start, I can't stop, and I can't stay stopped. So one day I just came home. I left work early one day feeling like crap and said, I'm not going to go to the liquor store today, and that's exactly where I went. And, I thought if I could drink this whole bottle before anybody gets home, nobody will know.
Oh, wow.
Like they said.
Yeah.
Brain wasn't working right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hurry up and down it. Hurry up. Yeah. Man, it's madness.
So I did that. And then I don't know what it was. I just decided I can't do this anymore. There was more there was fights, there was all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Did you just feel exhausted?
Yep.
Just kind of worn out and tired of the same, saying the same thing every day. You're going to quit. I'm going to quit. And then, the next day you're like back to doing the same thing. I went through a lot of that too.
Yeah. Yep. And then I thought, if I can do it, I could quit for 2 days, maybe max for, I don't know, when I was old enough to really be able to get it whenever I wanted to when I was 37. You know, so I didn't think I couldn't quit on my own. And I thought there was something wrong with me, you know, and I thought I was like, you know, something's wrong with me. I'm weak because I can't stop drinking, and, you know, other stuff was involved, but really it was, my big thing was drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I do whatever was around, I would, you know, take part in, but always started with, you know, always drinking.
Yeah. The foundation, like alcohol was always there. Like, and yeah, I could definitely relate to that too. It's kind of like a buffet, just like whatever was there. I just like throw some on the plate. Like, okay, I'll have some of that, some of that. And let's do all of that. I don't want any of that. But alcohol was like the centerpiece at it all, you know?
Oh yeah. So I made some phone calls and decided that I was going to go to rehab, you know, and I didn't ever want to be like, you know, you hear songs about that.
Yeah.
About going to rehab, and you see like funny people make jokes about it in movies and stuff. Like,
yeah.
What's that Christmas Vacation when Eddie's like, oh, I got the one daughter getting cured off the wild turkey, you know?
Best movie ever. I'm about to watch that thing probably 200 times in the next 2 months. Yeah.
So,
hey, what was your biggest fear? Let's back up for just a sec. Like when you're going through those thoughts of like the back and forth and the contemplation and, you know, just the repetition of the day to day and not being able to stop, but really genuinely wanting to, like, what was the fear there? Like, and how did you identify what that was, or did you, or how, you know, or when did you?
Well, I didn't know how to live without it, because that's all everybody did, you know. You talk about that a lot, you know, go to the movies, you know, get some drinks before and bring some in or whatever, stuff like that. You're going to, everything.
Isn't that insane that there's alcohol at the movies now? Like you go to some theaters and there's like a full bar. I'm like, dude, what? We can't watch a movie anymore without drinking? Like what is going on? Like, wow, just eat some popcorn, man. And like have a soda or a water or something, and some freaking Raisinets, or, you know, so, have some candy, but now we got to bring booze into it. It's insane.
Or like going, I don't know, when I was younger, I was skateboarding all the time, and we would always have beer and other stuff going on with all that. Go with anything, going bowling, going, you know.
Yeah. Anywhere,
everything. So I didn't know how I was going to do that. And I don't know. And I just thought it was impossible. And I thought something was wrong with me.
Yeah, that's, I'm really glad that you share that too, man. And thanks for sharing it. Just saying, I thought something was wrong with me, because I think that's a tough spot to be in, especially as just a dude and a man, and, you know, just trying to like figure things out. And you're like, damn, what is wrong with me? You know? And like, man, it's not so much that there's something wrong with us. It's just that we don't know what we don't know, in a sense. And if we've been conditioned and normalized this whole drinking culture and everything we do, just like you're describing, it can be really, really tough if we don't have some direction, you know? So there, and I think those fears that you're sharing are really, really common fears for a lot of people too, but you probably felt like you were the only one going through them at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just me.
Well, I made some phone calls and, talked to my dad, and I was, you know, I was shit-faced, but I said, I'm going to do this. And he talked with me, and he said, okay. He goes, well, I'm going to come over in the morning, you know, and we're going to go and do this. And man, I did that. I hear about this in stories all the time. I'm laying in bed the next morning thinking maybe he'll forget, or maybe he won't come over, or maybe I was overreacting.
Yeah.
or maybe I can somehow control this time. But thank God for my dad coming over. If he would never came over that day, I would never be here today talking to you or doing anything. So I went to inpatient for 42 days and then got out and found you, really.
Found the podcast.
Because I was working second shift and I wasn't hitting meetings, and I was kind of white knuckling it there for a while, and I found you, and then started going to meetings, and
nice.
I didn't go to a meeting for a year and a half.
Really? So you were just kind of doing it on your own for a minute, but I imagine that probably wasn't easy.
No, but I didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
To the way it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know, kind of lost my train of thought here for a minute.
Yeah, it's all right. It's interesting once you get to that spot too, and you're kind of at this crossroad where you definitely don't want to go back, and you know what that's like, but you also, there's fear. And I've brought this up now, fear, a couple of times, and everything always comes back to fear from what I have experienced and learned and talked to people about. And then, so, you have the fear of quitting, and then you quit. And then now you have the fear of committing and having to do all these, meetings or talk to people or go to, groups or whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
And so you're still almost trying to do it on your own in a sense. And that can be really, really, really hard too. So what was it that kind of pushed you to go to a meeting or to kind of get more involved?
I stayed in touch with one of my counselors named Jacob Miller. Jacob now runs a Illinois Recovery Center.
Oh, nice.
Right across the river from St. Louis. And we would meet up once a week, and he would say, you need to get your ass to a meeting,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And he goes, I know that you're frustrated with me, for saying that. He's like, but really, seriously, it's what you need to do. And he got on me about it enough, and he's going to think this is hilarious because I hate saying that he's right about stuff, but he got me to go, and I started going, and I didn't like where I was going, and they said every meeting's different, every place is different. You don't have to stick with the first place you go. And now I have a home group, and I do the thing.
Jacob, you were right.
Yeah, Jacob, you were right.
That's awesome,
now
man.
I go on Saturday mornings. I go to breakfast with the guys from my home group. We meet up at 7, and our meeting's at 8.
Nice.
And, it's awesome. I have friends, and these are people I can call, whenever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll answer, and, I have made relationships back with a lot of my old friends and things like that. And, did the whole 12-step amends thing and everything like that. But these are people that are going, they do get it. I'm not the only one with this, what they call that, the terminal, oh man, what do they call that?
What is it? I'm not sure.
Terminal uniqueness.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah. Terminal uniqueness.
Oh, it's funny. Terminal uniqueness. I'm so unique. You're unique, just like everyone else. Dude. So one of the things that I am hearing you say, and I want to point out too, is that it was just one person, Jacob, right? Just one person. Yep. And so I think that's where a lot of guys can fall short too, is they don't even have one person that they trust, that they can reach out to, that can just help, just kind of set them just a little bit back on course. Sometimes that's all we need. We try to do this thing on our own. And that's why I'm always preaching about, groups, whether it's 12-step or church or a men's group, or just having a community of men together. Like we have our sober guy men's group, find a group somewhere and find your people, find someone that you trust, preferably somebody who's already sober and has already kind of walked down the path. That's going to make it a bit easier as well. And sometimes that's all you need is just that little nudge to go in the right direction. And so that's kind of, it sounds like what Jacob did for you and then pushed you down. So tell me this, were you pretty scared like the first meeting that you went to? Like, what was that like?
Oh yeah. Remember? I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's something new and I don't like change.
Yeah. I just was talking about that last week about embracing the suck, and so I think it's like a military term. I think I heard Jocko say it first or something years ago, but basically like we have to suck at stuff and it's scary sometimes. Like we going into things we don't know what they are. That's new. Like we don't want to be like shitty at things, but when we step out and kind of go forward in that and we kind of embrace it, like that's when like some crazy stuff can happen, some good stuff can happen. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy either, but, you're kind of stepping out and I'm sure like every meeting is different. Every group is different. There's different people, there's different settings. And so it's just kind of about trying to find like what works for you and what works best, and what you like, and I could say this, like, I've never left a group or a meeting and been like, man, that was terrible. Like, I mean, I've been to some places that are boring or there's been dudes that are annoying, but like, I've always gotten something positive out of it, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Right. Well, I didn't want to be one of those people that says, oh, AA is not for me, having never tried it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not for everybody, but it works for me and I'm rolling with that. And
yeah, that's good.
I've been a member of my home group for 3 years now.
Nice. Yeah, dude. That's good stuff, dude. Getting plugged in and having a good network of people around you, man. That's crucial. So how did you get into, or how did you get back into art? Because I noticed you said that you went to college for art. When you were out of, I did. And so that obviously was a passion of yours and something you love to do. It sounds like maybe you fell away from that for a while. Like, how did you kind of get back into that? What did that look like?
I heard a podcaster named Shane Raymer say, you need to find something that you like to do or you love to do before you started drinking and whatever. And for me, that was drawing. And, about 2 years ago, I think about 2 years ago, I decided as a New Year's resolution that if I had time to drink and drug every single day for so long, I do have time to draw every day.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
Oh, that's cool.
So every day I would draw something and it wouldn't be some masterpiece really, but I would take a picture and put it. My son said, you should get an Instagram. I said, okay. So started putting my pictures up on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we still draw together,
You and your son?
Once in a while. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. How old is he?
He's 12 now.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, he's just a little older than my son. Yeah, that's awesome, dude, that you guys draw together.
Yeah. His name's Dash, and your son's name's Cash.
Cash and Dash. That's funny, man. Cash likes to draw too, man. He's got his own little clothing line, Cash Clothing. In fact, we just got some stickers sent the other day for him. He was all pumped on. But I love that, I love watching, the kids when they have like this creative side to them, drawing or designing, whatever it is. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's cool that you guys do it together. It's something that you can enjoy together, He probably looks up to you a lot, I bet, too.
Some days, some days I'll be so excited about something. I'll have drawn something I think is awesome. And then I'll go, hey, check it out. And he'll go, oh, yeah, cool. All right.
You're like,
oh, man,
really?
Come on, man. Yeah. But it's just like it's kind of like my meditation, my little bit of time, for me. And I just started, man, every day just knocking them out. And
yeah.
I just had these stacks of drawings and decided to do something with them.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's So like when we drink, right, or most people who drink or have an issue with drugs, alcohol, shopping, who knows, go down the list of different things, right? It's escapism. We want to escape from whatever it is that we're feeling or going through, or maybe we just want to escape for no reason, just because we just want to. If you think about it, like drawing, for instance, it's very similar to that in a sense. Like you can get in a creative zone, even riding a skateboard. Like I'm in the zone when I'm just I'm also trying not to fall and hurt myself because I'm 43 now, but at the same time, I'm in the zone, and I'm literally like, I feel that sense of escapism in a sense. And I'm wondering, like, do you experience that through your artwork too? Have you ever noticed that, or does that, like, you can actually just kind of get into your craft and into your creative side, and it's very fulfilling?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sometimes I'm drawing and I'm not thinking about anything except drawing a straight line, or something like that. Or it's all of a sudden, it's been an hour. And I'm like, oh man, I got to put the laundry in, or something like that. Or,
yeah. It flies by. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you find that you kind of get that, like that old kind of like that childlike spirit? Cause I remember talking about that, and I still have talked about it a lot, but trying to find something that you enjoy to do, and it brings that spirit out again. It brings that aliveness, that challenge, that feeling of freedom. Like there's so many different positive, healthy feelings that come with that when you can kind of tap into it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And, I really just kind of draw them for me and put it out there,
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not like I'm drawing for some big design firm, where, MasterCard or whatever.
Yeah. Not yet, bro. Who knows?
I want to do.
I know I'm looking at on your Instagram right now. It's the Tentacle Monster, by the way, right? The _Tentacle_Monster. If you guys want to follow Jeff.
Yeah. Because I drew that little monster in school, in high school.
Okay.
He called it the Tentacle Monster, or the Tentacle.
Yeah.
And he's like, you should start drawing that again. And
that's how that came about. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I started
really cool.
drawing the tentacle all the time. And he's like dressed up, like there'd be like, I don't know, maybe I'd do a Halloween one for tomorrow just for fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I do like, because that way, like, if I sat down to draw and I didn't know what I was going to draw, well, bang, I'm drawing a tentacle,
Yeah, that's the go-to.
Yeah, that's how it all started, really.
Yeah.
So this is, Jeff 2.0, how all that started.
I like, you did a Halloween one. It's the black cat on the skull,
Oh, yeah.
On that one. Yeah. I thought that one was really cool. I saw you post that one the other day. You got lots of good ones though, man. So good stuff.
Every single day.
So how did you come about the book, man? So tell us about that. Like, did you just compile it, or was it pretty difficult to do?
No. Well, I had all the artwork already, so it's not like I had to write a story from scratch.
Yeah.
And, one of the other soccer dads had written a book, and I was like, how did you get that done? And he told me about how he did it. And I was like, man, I could probably put these in a book. So just started scanning them. I bought a scanner.
Nice.
Started scanning them all in. I was a graphic designer before I drank myself out of that job. So I knew how to do all that stuff. And started throwing it together, and then
nice, man. Nice.
Yeah. Nothing to it but just to get it done. No one else is going to do it for me, and
it's a good point.
If I want to get it done, I have to do it. So
that's funny. It's funny you say that, man, because I remember being younger and sitting in my garage and just drinking and like complaining. And I had all these big dreams and these visions. I was going to do this and do that. But like, there was never any like action behind it. There was never any plan. Like it was all just these like empty dreams because I was consuming myself with just escaping through the other stuff and just making bad decisions and stuff. And, when you get to a point and you realize like, man, like there's not like some magic fairy that's ever going to just come down and like wave a wand and like make my life perfect and great. Like it's just never going to happen. Like I'm actually going to have to like take action and like, dude, I'm gonna have to do this myself. It's kind of like this crazy revelation in a sense. And thankfully, you get that opportunity when you kind of cut out the drinking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I hope, I wanted to plug the book cause I think it'd be a great, Christmas present for those out there. So if you're listening and you like tattoos or somebody who likes tattoos, Jeff sells a hardcover, and it's on Amazon. Once again, we'll put it in the show notes. And you can buy it there and send it to somebody as a gift. Cause it'd be an awesome piece just to put on your coffee table or in your office. I was telling Jeff before we started, I'm going to pick one up so I can have one in my office and home or whatever, but it's just really cool, dude. You have some great stuff in there and just congratulations on the book too. I think it's awesome.
Thanks, Shane. There's a soft cover too.
Oh, nice. Yes, there is a soft cover, right? Yeah. You can choose between either one.
Yep.
So for those, like if there's someone out there listening, maybe they're going through some of the same stuff that you struggled with or, alcohol and just trying to make some changes in their life, maybe they want to find, man, what do I like to do? What did I like to do as a kid? Like any advice or anything you'd share with them, Jeff?
Just enjoy. How's this going to sound? Like enjoy the process. Don't have to love the end result.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to drawing or anything, I would step back on a skateboard, but I gained 100 pounds after I got out of rehab. So I'm scared.
How do you enjoy life sober? How do you enjoy life sober? Like, what does that look like?
Just be present. Look, just be grateful and enjoy the people around you. And, if you get sober and work a program, you're going to have all kinds of people around you,
Yeah.
You don't have to like everybody, but definitely we'll find some like-minded people there that you can go do stuff with. You can still do stuff with I have a handful of old friends that I still hang out with. They still drink. They don't drink like I drank, and I don't hang out with them every weekend at the bar, but
yeah.
I still hang out with them guys once in a while, maybe for me, what I do for me is like, if my one buddy's in a band and if his band's going to play, sometimes I'll go, but I'll only go from 9 o'clock to 10:30, and then I'll go home.
Yeah.
I'm not closing out bars. I don't know. That's just how I do it.
No, I love that. I'm glad you shared that too, because I think that there's a good kind of point in that. You can still do some of the things that you used to do, but you have to have tools in place and you have to have a plan going into it. So like you just pointed that out, and then you also have to ask yourself, do I have a good reason to be there? Like, what is my purpose for being here? And so that's a great example. Like, hey, my buddy, love him, known him a long time, love his music, or who knows, maybe you hate his music. You're just going to show support. I don't know. But, hey, you invited me out. Of course, man, I'm gonna come support and I'm going to be there. Number one, I have a reason to be there because I'm going to go support my buddy. But I also know I'm going there from 9 when they play and, or maybe hang out a little bit before. And then when their set's done at 10:15, 10:30, I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so good. That's like, that's being responsible, I feel like, and still being able to do the things that you enjoy or want to do, but being mindful of the fact of like, I'm not going backwards in a sense, I'm not staying till 1 a.m. at the bar, like it's dangerous.
Right.
And that sounds miserable anyways, to be honest.
Right. I drive myself, so I don't have to depend on someone else, stuff like that,
Yeah.
you know.
What about tools? Like share some tools that you use, or any advice on specific things that have worked for you or that you would recommend?
For me, like if I have a bad day or if I jam my toe on something at home and I'm all been out of shape about it,
Yeah,
I'll call one of my people. I mean, it could be my mom, it could be my dad, it could be one of my friends, it could be somebody in the program.
yeah,
You know, stuff like that. If something's going on, I don't want to do it, but I will call someone and tell them about it.
yeah, yeah.
You know, because that gets it out of me, and I don't have any of this pent up crap, and you know, it's not, so I'm less irritable. You know, like the book talks about, stuff like that. I started my best friend in the world lost his life to this disease.
Sorry,
about
man.
3 years ago. And ever since then, another thing I do is when I think about somebody, I call them or I text, you know, and I do get I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And they're like, nothing. What's up? I'm like, oh, I'm just checking
What do you need?
And they're like, yeah, right.
I know.
And they're like, oh, what? I'm like, yeah, just seeing what's up. I was thinking about you and I'm just calling you to say hi to you, you know?
That's funny, man. That's one of the things we learn too, is like we have friends and we don't want anything from anybody and they don't want anything from us. Like, I mean, not that we wouldn't give them something or help or whatever. I mean, of course, but like sometimes calling and just checking in is strange for some people. It's like, wait, what? Why are you calling me right now? And it's hard too. I like what you said. You said, even when I don't want to. Man, there are so many times when I don't want to do stuff, but I sometimes I don't, but most of the time I try to like call someone or go somewhere if I'm not feeling great, like trying to talk about it a little bit. It's really hard to do. Like it really is. Like I don't want to do it all the time. Sometimes, like I said, I don't, but it sounds like you're able to kind of get over that sometimes. Like I'm just going to call, even if I stubbed my toe and said the F word like 10 times. just to get it off my chest,
Yeah, right. What else should I do? I don't know. I call people.
Well, you draw, go to meetings, podcasts.
I go to meetings. Yeah, I do listen. I listen to you, and I listen to like some speaker stuff, and
nice.
I don't know if I'm gonna just shout out speaker meeting podcast.
A lot of people.
I like that. Like sometimes I listen to that. Sometimes I listen to Rogan or whatever. You know, and
Rogan's good. I saw Adam Carolla recently out at the Egyptian Theater, and man, he was hilarious, dude. It was like an hour and a half set, my buddy Dave and I, and and Dave's in recovery too. I think he's got a little more time than I do, but it was so funny because here's like these two guys and we're going to this comedy show, and back in the day we partied like insane. And now we're just like going to see Adam Carolla in our 40s eating popcorn and drinking Diet Cokes up in the stands, dude. It's so funny. But it was so fun. And we were home by like 10:30. I was in bed. Yeah. It sounds lame. I know, for all you partiers out there. Wow, it's so lame. No way, man. It's the best. And I'm up early drinking coffee,
Yeah.
You a coffee guy, Jeff?
Occasionally. I like to drink a sugar-free rock star in the morning sometimes.
Oh yeah. Get it pumping.
Either sugar-free rock star or cold coffee, yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice.
For me. We go on little trips, me and the wife. My son's big into soccer, so we travel for soccer a lot.
Oh, nice.
And if I was living the way I was living, being selfish the way I was being selfish about things, I never would have been able to go and do stuff, or I probably would have gone to the first one and then been told I can't go to any more, or who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. How's that been being a dad, being able to be a dad and be sober? I think that's like one of the most important things, dude. Our kids are watching us. They're not just listening to us. They're watching us. Like that's gotta be awesome for you and your boy.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
You know, I think back about how stuff used to be, you know, and then I feel really shitty about it. You know, just not being there, being hungover, not wanting to do anything, you know.
Yeah.
But it's night and day because, like, you know, we draw together. I go to all of his games, go to travel, you know. He called me a goofball one day, but for some reason he said doofball. So I've been calling him a doofball for like the last 6 months.
It's funny.
So we joke about that, you know. We play pranks on mom, things like that.
Yeah, that's great, dude. You just get to be your authentic self, you know. That's fun, man. And yeah, dude, and like I said, you know, he probably loves that too. You know, you're going to his games, like, you know, you get to spend quality time together and stuff too. It's freaking awesome. I love to hear that.
Yeah. Night and day difference.
Yeah, dude. Love it. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up today, Jeff?
Just maybe look for start a network of people you can trust and talk to, just even shoot the breeze with, you know. When I was out running and gunning, there was people that I thought were my friends or considered my friends, and they were just people that, you know, would stay up until, you know, 4 a.m. drinking with me or whatever. You know, I don't have anything to do with that anymore. You know, I have real true friends, and just my relationships with everybody just been so much better, and just learning how to live, changed my life. Really did.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Thank you so much for sharing and for reaching out, and you know, like that. This conversation, your share, I guarantee you is going to help at least one person, if not a few out there today, man. And so I think that's just most important. And then also, good luck with the book too. Like, and folks listening, you can follow Jeff, at _Tentacle_monster on Instagram, and then Jeff's book, Tattoo Flash Drawings and Paintings, by Jeff Wise, will be in the show notes. It's also it's on Amazon. That link will be in the show notes for you, so you can check that out there. Jeff, dude, thanks so much again for coming on the podcast today, man. It's really great to finally meet you, and man, we're definitely have to keep in touch.
Awesome, thanks, Shane.
If you're looking for ways to quit drinking, you can go to thatsoberguy.com. Check out all the resources there. Connect with us on Instagram at thatsoberguypodcast. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Appreciate you guys. Until next time.